Hey Pilates party people, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Caroline and today we have a full mat Pilates flow here on your mat. You won't need any other props, any other tools. If you would like to add a little bit of ankle weights, they're a really nice accompaniment. Today's practice is a beginner to intermediate practice. So when you're ready, we'll go ahead and get started. Taking those knees nice and wide, big toes touch in the back, sink the hips down towards the heels. And when you're ready, nice and long through the spine, we start to walk the hands towards the short edge of the mat. The forearms get a little heavier here. The forehead arcs towards the earth or lands. And with every exhale, the hips get a little lower towards the heels and the heart starts to melt between the shoulders. Taking nice full belly breaths in through the nose. And letting go, either parting the lips or letting go of a breath through the nose once again. We have 3 more breaths just like this. Last breath here. And on the next inhale, we'll gently press the earth away, just enough to slide that left hand under the right. Find that thread the needle, land the side of the head, the shoulder onto the mat. If you would like a block or a pillow just under the head to lift you out of that shoulder a little bit more, finding it here. Last 2 breaths. On the next inhale, press the earth away with the right hand. Take the left hand back to the top of the mat and sweep that right arm under. Maybe the side of the head lands once again, the shoulder, the arm. Last breath here. Pressing the earth away. Stepping back into your child's pose, maybe even walking those hands a little bit further forward, melting the heart a little bit more towards the earth, but keep those hips nice and low. The tops of the feet get a little bit of a stretch here as they settle onto the earth. The shins rest. And we'll take one more big belly breath here, the biggest belly breath you've taken all day, maybe all week, and let it go. Inhale, once again, we'll press the earth away, this time lifting those hips, walking those hands under the shoulders, knees under those hips. And we'll go ahead and get started here. So making sure you have enough room in front of you to reach the hand and enough room behind you to reach the leg. We'll replace those hands with the forearms. Forearms landing onto the earth, pressing through those forearms here. We'll take a nice inhale. As you exhale, we'll send the left leg out nice and long behind you, tapping the toe onto the earth. Pointing the toe as you exhale this round, we'll lift the leg up towards the sky, hugging the lower abdominals towards the spine. And then inhale to tap down. Exhale, we'll lift. Inhale, we'll low. Exhale, lift. Inhale, low. We'll keep going here, following your breath. That exhale hugs the lower abdominals towards the spine, making sure the spine stays nice and long, nice and neutral. Just kicking that leg up so that we can feel the glutes. Pressing through the forearms, keeping the hips nice and square, maybe even lowering that left hip slightly down to align with the right. You can even look down and maybe look at those hip points for 3. Last 2. And that last one, lift that leg, little pulses at the top. So keep hugging the lower abdominals towards the spine. Keep pressing through the forearms. We're here for 6. Last 5. For 4. 3. 2. And pause that leg, nice and long, nice and strong. We'll step the hands under their shoulders. Hands are nice and wide to support those wrists. From here we change. As you exhale, nod the chin towards the chest, knee towards the nose here, rounding like an angry cat. Inhale, we'll sweep out nice and long, lengthen through that leg. Exhale, round like an angry cat. And then inhale, reach. Nice neutral spine, almost as if you're kicking the trees or they're behind you, the trees or the table or the wall. Last two. This last one, reaching in and reaching out. We'll sweep that right arm nice and long, so opposite leg and opposite arm. Find the balance here. Maybe coming onto the fists if the wrists have had enough. Otherwise, hands are nice and wide to support the wrists. Option here to step that right hand down once again. As you exhale, we'll do the same. Elbow to knee this round, nodding the chin to the chest. And then inhale to reach out to either side of the room. Drawing in and reaching out. And then exhale, inhale. So we're finding that flexion through the spine, that rounding sensation through the spine, navel towards the spine. And then reaching out. The gaze can follow that movement for 3. Last 2. And that last one. Reaching out nice and long, we pause here. We'll tap the toes and the fingers down, keeping them nice and long. And then exhale, we'll lift both up. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. That's the one. We have that exhale, hugging the lower abdominals towards the spine. You're always welcome to take that hand back down. Otherwise, maybe finding the fist, replacing the hand. Last 2. Last one. Inhale to draw back in. Beautiful work. Before we come on to the other side, we'll stand up. Coming up to standing here, we'll tuck those toes under, peel the back of the legs nice and long, and find that pedal through the feet. That gentle stance from side to side. Let the head be heavy here. Maybe shake it out, yeah, shake it out, nah. And as you exhale, draw the tops of the chest towards the tops of the thighs. Still pressing through the palms of the hands. Last breath. On the next inhale, we'll find that pounce pose. So rolling onto the tippy toes, hinge the hips back towards the heels. Find that pounce, the shins hover. Looking at the top of the mat, I'll meet you at the top of your mat. Step, jump, or float your feet forward, forward fold. Feet are hip width distance apart. The head is nice and heavy. The shoulders are a little loosey-goosey here. They can shake around if that feels good. And then we'll take a nice inhale, halfway lift. Hands draw up onto the shins, the shoulders into the back pocket. Exhale, let it go. Head feels heavy. Inhale, root to rise. Press the earth away, reaching the arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, hands draw to heart center. Inhale, find your strong mountain pose, palms facing forward, reaching the crown of the head towards the sky. And as you exhale, nod the chin, slowly ripple down through the spine. Shoulders become loosey-goosey, knees nice and soft. And we'll do that once again. So as you inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, root to rise, reaching those arms, maybe the gaze up to the sky. And as you exhale, hands straight by the side this time. Really nice. Inhale, reach the crown of the head. And as you exhale, tipping over to the right, rolling the left shoulder, sweeping past the toes, and peeling up the other side. We have 2 more just like that. Let it feel good. Roll through the body. Last one. Drawing back to center, shake out those shoulders, give them a little roll into the back pocket. Inhale, reach the crown of the head. And as you exhale, tip it over, roll through, sweeping past those toes with the fingers, and then draw back up to center. Last 2 here. Feel that melt through. And feel that rise. Last one. Drawing back to center, shake it out. Take a nice inhale, reach those arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. From here, we'll stay. Gentle press of the palms of the hands in towards one another. And we'll walk those feet out to a little bit more than hip width distance apart. From here, the toes will turn out, heels will turn in, and those hands will be at the heart center. We'll scoop the tail under, almost dropping it down towards the mat, keeping the spine nice and long and nice and strong. The shoulders are in the back pocket, and as you inhale, fold into the knees, knees over the second toe. Exhale, press through the heels, come up to rise, engaging through the glutes. And then inhale, fold, exhale, press. Last two. Last one. Folding into that nice squat here. We have some pulses, so scoop the tail under. You can even take the hand onto the front of the pelvis and one hand onto the lower spine, feeling that the spine is nice and long here. We're going to take a few pulses, pressing through those heels on the rise, even dancing with the toes if that feels good. We're here for 6. Keeping the shoulders soft, the spine long for 5. Last 4, 3, 2, and pausing at the bottom here. Those arms reach out to the sides, and as you exhale, we're slowly going to turn towards the left side, pivoting on the right toes, and then slowly kick those fingertips back, reach the crown of the head forward, that back leg nice and long. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, fold. Exhale, press. Inhale, exhale. Last one here. Pressing up, pause. Little pulses with those fingers up to the sky. Almost pulsing back with those fingertips, but also pulsing in, almost as if you're pushing in on a ball behind you. The spine stays nice and long. The lowest rib draws towards the spine, and the head almost headbutts to the front of the room. Last 2. Last one. All right, drawing back down, 90-90, peeling open into that squat. We have the other side to go. So drawing over to the other side, pivot on the back toes. That knee is nice and low, and then we're gonna send it up, kick butting the crown of the head, and then slowly drape it down. We have 3 more. Press, inhale, exhale, inhale. Last one. Inhale. This time we're going to press it up, pause here. Little pulses behind you, little pulses in, little pulses back. So those pinkies want to reach the sky, the ceiling above. The spine is nice and long, so is that back leg. For 4. Last 3, 2, and 1. Draw back. And open out to the side. Pressing through those heels, the palms of the hands reach the side body. Heel toe those feet back to hip width distance apart, and we'll kick those heels to the glutes. Really nice, just stretching through the front of the thighs. And stepping to the top of that mat once again, we'll take a nice inhale to reach the sky. As you exhale, hands draw to heart center. Inhale, find that Tadasana, that mountain pose. Exhale, we'll tip over to the left, rolling that right shoulder in front. We know it. We love it. Sweeping past the toes and drawing up. Last 2. And that last one. Drawing back to center here, roll out those shoulders, and we'll take a nice inhale. Exhale, once again onto the other side. Peeling up the side body. And drawing through. Last one. Drawing back to center here. Shake out those shoulders, let them rest in the back pocket, reaching the crown of the head up to the sky. Inhale, reach the arms. The gaze can follow as you exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, find Tadasana, that mountain pose, nice and long, nice and strong. And as you exhale, nod the chin to the chest, slowly ripple down through the spine. Unstacking the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, knees nice and soft, shoulders loosey-goosey, and the head feeling heavy, kind of like a bowling ball here. Let it feel a little bit weighted. We'll take a nice inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, root to rise, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart. Find that breath once again. Inhale, big belly breath in. And then exhale, nod the chin, slowly ripple down. This time we'll take a generous bend in the knees, plant the hands, and step it back into your plank. Nod the knees down towards the mat when you're ready. Knees under the hips, walk the hands back under the shoulders. We're in that first beginning position we started with. All right. Taking those forearms down onto the mat, replacing the hands. This time we have the right leg sweeping out nice and long behind us, those hips staying nice and square, pressing through the forearms, those hips nice and square once again as you rise up on the exhale. Inhale, tapping down. Exhale, lift, hug the lower abdominals. Inhale. Keep going here. Keep pressing through those forearms. The upper body is nice and strong. The hips are nice and square. Even roll that right hip slightly down to align with the left. You can take a look down, making sure those hip points are square. We're here for 3. Last 2. And that last one, we lift, pulse. Keeping those toes pointed if it feels good. Rocking and rolling, making sure those hips are nice and square. I know it's going to be hurting your nightmares. It really targets that glute a little bit more if you keep those hips square. So that's why I keep repeating it. We want to target those glutes. For 3. The last 2. The last one, kick the leg, pausing here. Take the hands under the shoulders. Keep those hips nice and square. And then as you exhale, nod the chin to the chest, knee draws towards the nose. And as you inhale, reaching out. Exhale. Inhale. So we're pressing through the palms of the hands. We're driving that knee in towards the chest, rounding like an angry cat. Maybe that knee touches the nose and the nose touches the knee. Last 6. Last 5. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. And that last one. Ooh, all right. Pause that leg. Keep those hips nice and square. Reach the opposite arm out. So this time it's the left, as if you're shaking someone's hand in front of you, palm faces in. And as you exhale, nod the knee towards the elbow, rounding like the angry cat. And then reaching out nice and long. Inhale. Exhale, round through. Like you mean it. And then inhale, reach as long as you can. Exhale, round through. Last 5. You can always find that fist if it feels better. Last 3. Round even angrier. For 2. And that last one. Reaching out nice and long, we pause. Tapping toe, tapping hand, reach it up. Inhale. Exhale. Feel that hug of the lower abdominals. The lowest rib draws into frame. Last 5. Last 4. Last 3. 2. Last 1. And slide back in. Beautiful work. Tuck those toes, send those hips up, downward facing dog. Pedal out through those feet. Find that calf stretch. Find that length in the hamstrings. Hinging from the hips, the chest draws towards the tops of the thighs with every exhale. And on the next inhale, we'll roll onto the tippy toes, hinge the hips back towards the heels, looking to the top of the mat. bounce pose. I'll meet you at the top of that mat, forward fold. Take a nice inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, root to rise, reaching all the way to the stars above. And hands to heart center. Inhale, big belly breath in, find Tadasana. And as you exhale, nod the chin, slowly ripple down. Once again, we'll halfway lift on the inhale. And then exhale, let it go. Generous bend in the knees, plant the hands and step it back into your plank. This time through one or two pieces, maybe the knees nod to the earth, maybe they stay lifted. We'll send the heart forward, maybe coming onto the tippy toes. Lower down, elbows are tight to the body, all the way or hover. Untuck the toes, up dog or cobra. Open the heart through the shoulders. And then slowly melt down. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, we'll open the heart through the shoulders, keep the elbows tight, engage the glutes, support the lower spine. And then slowly melt down. This time through all fours or through plank and push up. We'll press it into downward facing dog. So tuck those toes, find what feels good to you, and I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Pedaling through the feet here. Last breath here. And on the next inhale, we'll roll onto the tippy toes, pounce pose, pull those hips back, look to the top, step, jump, or float. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, root to rise, reaching up. This time the hands will meet the sides. So take the hands onto the hips, making sure those hips are nice and supported here. We're going to take those legs out to a little bit more than hip width distance apart. Scoop the tail under if you would like to take the hand onto the front of the hips and one hand onto the back to feel that nice long line. You're more than welcome. Otherwise, support the hands on those hips. Taking those toes out, heels in, we find that squat once again. Inhale to lower, sinking those knees over the second toe, and then exhale to press through the heel. Inhale to scoop the tail under and reach it up. 5. Last 4. Engage the glutes on the way up. Feel that gentle press forward of the pelvis and engagement through the glutes. That's it. This time we're pressing all the way up. Inhale to fold down. Here we stay. So maybe it's a little higher. Maybe you settle into that nice squat. Scoop the tail, lengthen through the spine, soften the shoulders, and then we'll start to find a pulse. Pressing that pulse through the heels. Every press away is a press through those heels, and then we'll slowly lift the right or left heel. Find one heel to lift, but still pressing to the other. For 3, 2, 1, other side. Lift it up. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's alternate. So lifting one and then the other. So maybe it's the left and then the right. So press and press. Staying nice and low, nice and long, nice and soft through the shoulders. 4, 3, 2, 1. Press through those heels, come up to rise. Whew. Sweep those arms out into a nice T, palms facing down. We'll take a nice inhale here, and as you exhale, soften those shoulders into the back pocket. Now we'll flip the palms up. So let those shoulders soften into the back pocket, then flip the palms, softness through the elbows. We're going to take a nice inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, we'll slowly settle into that squat, reaching the left arm up, right arm under, or opposite. Drawing back to center, we'll turn it to the other side. Inhale, exhale. Last 5. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. And that last one. Drawing back to center here, palms facing down, heel toe those feet into hip width distance apart. We'll keep those shoulders in the back pocket. They look really good there. Knees are nice and soft, hip width distance apart, and slowly find little dessert plate circles with those arms. Almost as if you're taking that index finger and just drawing a tiny dessert plate circle just to the air beside you. We're here for 4. Last 3, 2, and reverse. Maybe you found some weights. This is a really hard one even without those weights. For 2 and 1. Pausing here. Turn the palms to face forward. 90 degrees at the elbows. Elbows are stacked. And then slowly draw in. Exhale to open. Squeeze those shoulder blades behind you. Inhale. Exhale. Almost breathing into the back set of ribs towards the back body. And let it go. Last one. And let it go. We're going to raise the roof, but respectfully. So little pulses through the arms. Keep that lowest set of ribs drawing down towards the spine, engaging through the floor. What is that? What was I trying to say? Core, not floor. Really nice. For 3, 2, and let's be less respectful here. Reaching up, pulling down. Elbows tight to the torso, reaching up, pulling down. Elbows tight to that torso. Even drawing those elbows just behind the torso, almost as if they can connect in the back body. And then reaching up, pulling down. Yes. For 3. Last 2. And that last one. Little pulses here. Elbows drawing a little bit behind the torso. Spine stays nice and long, and we're pulling those elbows together. For 6. Last 5. Last 4. 3, 2, and 1. Reach those arms all the way up above, and then reach those fingertips, reach to either side of you a little bit more. Big circle all the way down. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, reach it up. And then we'll take it all the way down. Reaching up, this time those arms will stay. We'll drape the arms in front of you, elbows bow out to the side, almost as if you're holding a basket in front of you. Shoulders and wrists are in alignment. And we'll take a little lift to the eye gaze and a little lower to the heart. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the hands back to heart center and then reach the left arm out to the side. Elbow draws back and then slowly connect back in front. Tag the other hand. Draw the elbow back. Keeping that softness in the elbows, even a softness in the hands. Last one. This time we'll do both. So this time both elbows draw back and draw forward. So let's use that exhale. Hug the lower abdominals, hug that lowest rib, and then draw forward. 4. Last 3. Last 2. And that last one. Drawing back to center and drape those hands by the side. Rock and roll those shoulders and then take those arms up overhead. Left elbow points up to the sky as the hand drapes down towards the floor and the other hand clasps over. Finding a little stretch here, drawing that lowest rib down. Keeping that engagement through the core. Even when we're stretching, we're still working. And slowly drape the hands by the side, shake it out. Other side, reach those arms up. And take that hand to the elbow, to the tricep. We'll get into a little bit of core, and then that is us. So reach those arms up to the sky and shake it out. Whew. All right. Seated onto your mat here. Making sure if you do have those weights, they're still on the ankles. We're going to do a little bit more work there. So rolling nice and long onto the spine. Lifting up just enough so that those shoulders are in the back pocket, soles of the feet land under those knees, and the hands crisscross applesauce behind the neck space. So the hands on the back of the head, the thumbs drawing down that neck space, elbows are in the peripherals. You can kind of see them in that side view. And as you exhale, pressing the head into the hands, lifting the head, neck, and shoulders to look at those knees. We feel an imprint of the lower spine into that mat. We'll keep it there as you inhale to soften in. Exhale, lifting up, head, neck, and shoulders, keeping that imprint, hugging the lower abdominals. And then inhale to soften in. So as you exhale, you feel that imprint. It feels as if I took you off of the space that you're at on the mat, that your spine would still have an imprint or an indent in that mat. You'd be able to see where I picked you up because your spine will have melted there. For 4. Last 3. Last 2. And this last one, we'll find some pulses. So lift the head, neck, and shoulders if it feels good. Little pulses of the heart drawing towards those thighs. Make sure that that imprint of the spine is there. And the press of the head of the hands into the head. For 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower down. Take those hands from behind the head here, drape them down by the side, and keeping that imprint of the lower spine, we'll lift one leg to tabletop position, the other to follow. From here, the knees and the hips will be in a beautiful alignment. And as you exhale, hug the lower abdominals, imprint the spine, but send that right leg out nice and long. Inhale to float back to center. As you exhale, reach the other. Inhale back to center. Keep going here. Beautiful work. Keeping that imprint of the spine. And that exhale reaches out. Last 6. Last 5. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. Option to keep alternating back and forth, or as you exhale, zip up the inner thighs, zip the knees, the ankles, reach both. And draw in. Feel that extension through and fold back in. We're keeping that hug of the lower abdominals towards the spine. Man, oh man, those ankle weights are feeling like ankle weights, that's for sure. Last 2. And that last one. Whoo, draw those knees into the chest, wrap those arms around, and feel that sway from side to side. As the arms are wrapped around the shins, the knees can draw a little closer towards the chest if it feels good. Massaging the back of the hips into the spine. Last breath here. Drawing back to center, slowly but surely, taking a few breaths to draw all the way back into center, just slowing the movement down to a stillness. The hands draw under the thighs here, and as you exhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, press into the thighs, rock and roll all the way up into your seated position. Almost finished here. One more exercise. Reach those arms out in front. Spine is nice and long. As you exhale, rock off those sit bones and draw the ribs back. Almost feel as if the ribs want to draw down towards the mat, but the rest of the body is kind of resisting it. And then as you find that next exhale, scooping up, keep those ribs back until the very end. Scoop the tail under, rock those ribs back, but keep the chest nice and open, those hands shoulder width distance apart, just to where you feel comfortable. Inhale, and then exhale, keep those ribs behind you, and then slowly reach up. They're dragging. Scoop the tail, roll back, They're wanting to stay. They're trying to attach themselves to the mat and then slowly reaching up. Notice how that gets a little harder there. Last one. This time, we're gonna add a little spice, a little oblique twist. So as you exhale, scoop the tail, drive that right elbow towards the back edge of your mat, and then draw it back to center, rolling onto those sit bones. So we still keep those ribs. They wanna stay nice and low. Alternating sides. 2. Almost done. Last one. Let those ribs hang out and then draw them back into center. Take the knees out to either side, big toes touch, soles of the feet together, spine nice and long, taking that butterfly. Either the heels can be quite close to you or the heels can be quite far away. Find what feels good. We'll take a nice inhale to reach the crown of the head, and as you exhale, bowing forward. Maybe those hands find the mat, maybe they find the knees, maybe you are holding a little bit, that's okay. Hands can be on the front of the shins, or maybe those forearms bow down towards the mat or the carpet, the tiling, the grass in front of you. Nodding the chin to the chest. We'll take one more breath here. Pressing through the palms of the hands, we'll walk the hands back towards the shins. And this is us today, team. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Anything you want to see on the channel, any workouts you're kind of curious about, keep me posted because I'm always curious to change it up, find a style that feels good to all of us. And I'll see you next time. Bye.